What is going on, chill investors? All right, guys. So I want to go over a few plays we did today, just to make sense for you guys, give you my mindset, what's going on, because it's an interesting time in the market. Let's just keep it simple, right? Now, our strategy is making sure that we buy quality growth companies at strong support levels. Okay, running the wheel strategy, collecting premium, making quick moves. If you want, if you're more active, you can make quick moves. If you're not, you can just, set the cover call, set the CSP, and set it and forget it in the meantime. Okay. Um, So we're going to start with APLD, and I believe we did ONDS, and I will talk through ONDS. So let me just bring up the chart for APLD. And if you guys don't know what a covered call or a cash secured put is, I would love to teach you guys. It is in our community. I go over it twice, basically a week, every Wednesday, every Sunday. As you can see right below my webcam here, there's a QR code. Join our Discord. It is completely free. I know a lot of communities that are teaching the wheel strategy that are not free. You're paying somebody $5,000 for the year to know their trades. My trades are free. Now, if you want to upgrade to our full community, there is more access to things, but you get my trades for free. You get the daily bots for free. You get pretty much, and I'll pull it up, but you pretty much get everything for free. Okay. And I'll pull up real quick here. So if you go to our community here, okay, you get, okay, you get all the admin stuff, obviously. You get content, which we have breaking news, which is constantly posting, and you can pretty much see all the earnings that come out as well without having to actually go onto X or look them up. They come out right here, okay? As well as general chat, stock chat, crypto chat, options chat, people's profits. When I do my live streams, which is twice a week, you have free access to that. If you want to request a chart and have me specifically chart something for you, a company you're looking at, that is part of the paid. So but if you are a paid member and you request a chart, everyone, even including free people, will have access to the charts. So even if you're not paid, you still get access to all the free charts that I update and upload from requested paid members. Okay. You will get all of my trades here. If you want specifically my bots that on companies I'm specifically looking at, like to buy ABCL or sell Lemonade, sell the bearish momentum flipped on SoFi, Nibius at 91, which today you would have been able to buy, right? This was Friday at 91, and today it was at, I don't know what today it was at, 80. The low of today was 83, and on Friday it said to close at 91.24, right? So you would have been able to save yourself about $7 a share, just based off of that bot, right? So you get that. Okay. You get also, we have some day trading happening from another analyst inside of our Discord that you would have access to for the paid version. You also get his long term buys. Okay. And then you get the daily bots on a 900 watch list, 900 stock watch list. You get the daily bullish and you get the daily bearish. That is free. If you want the paid, right, paid version, you will also get the weekly bullish, the weekly bearish, the monthly bullish, the monthly bearish, and our purple candle sell all button. Okay, so this said to sell everything. You would have waited till the Monday, right? Because this is Friday, and you could have potentially shorted it if you want to. But on the monthly time frame, it got a purple. Typically means the top is in. And what do I mean by that? I'm just going to show you one example. Okay, NVO monthly. Where's the purple? There's the purple. We have fallen 76% since that purple candle. Okay. Now, here you go. Light. Purple candle was somewhere at 701, I think it was. Right? Yesterday it went up a lot, but quickly, I mean, you're getting to the point where you are clearly overextended, so we should see some sort of pullback. So that's where those purple candles come into play. Very rare to get them, so when you do get them, make sure if you're currently holding this company, right, you'd want to be looking to get out here shortly. So you would have access to all of this stuff. Most of it is free. Just getting a little bit more and additional is paid. Now, Founders Club is going to be $20 a month for life. Basically, you would have access to it for life. Price can't increase, nothing like that. You would just have access. You're locked in at your price for as long as you are signed up. Okay. Limited spots for that. And then the next membership will roll out. You can pay an annual subscription, which saves you more money anyway for the full version. On top of that, you don't even just get the Discord, you get all of our indicators. Okay, we have tons of indicators. If I click out of this, you get the MACD, you get our volume, you get our momentum, you get our stochastic, you get our momentum elite, you get our candles, our diamonds, which diamonds are buy and sell alerts, or add, right? Add, trim, sell, add, right? Makes it really easy. Buy, trim, sell. Buy, sell, sell. Okay, diamond right there. Buy, trim. Okay, they make it really easy to just know how to do it. On top of that, inside of this master elite indicator, and I'm going to switch to what I was doing in the wheel strategy, but you get the buy, add, trim labels. You get a bull bear line, which is our moving average that we like to keep. As long as we are above it, we kind of stay to the daily time frame. If we go below it, we switch to weekly or monthly time frames. Okay, and then on top of that, you also have there's a legend, and then automatic trend lines. It automatically charts your trend lines for you. That is completely done for you. Then if you want to, you can also, we have a key levels, which is going to show you support and resistance and where smart money is buying. Smart money is loading up starting here in the 70 range. Sure enough, and then we got that add, and then we hit this little resistance level, which is where you could have been taking some of your win today if you wanted to. Just know if we do lose this level, right, where we could go next. So without having to actually chart anything with those two indicators, the other ones, momentums, like you can pretty much have an automated charting tool where you just load a chart and you instantly can look at it and be like, okay, this is bullish, this is bearish, needs some time, doesn't need time, right? Pretty straightforward. And we go over all that twice a week. Questions, DM me, whatever you need, I'm there. So make sure you join the community, okay? So let's get through to our wheel strategy and APLD to start and what I was looking at, okay? So here's what I'm looking at, okay? Initially, is that it is tax season. Let's just be honest here. It's tax season. People owe taxes. People need to take some wins out of their accounts so they can pay some taxes, whatever it may be. You see insiders selling to pay for taxes, all that. So what do? I do the wheel strategy. The wheel strategy premium is my goal is to cover my taxes, okay? So during this season, I tend to get a little bit more aggressive. Note inside the Discord when I make the trade, okay, if I go to my trades today, I look and I say risky, okay? I let them know that this is going to be risky. Why? Because I have other things to do and you don't need to make this play. But my play is looking for about a 14% return in about 45 days, okay? And that's an annual return of about 112%. My wheel strategy is based on growth companies. I'm not doing the boring companies. I understand there's a time and a place for boring companies, but I look for future. I'm an optimistic person, right? So I'm looking to buy good growth companies with the potential in the next 5 years to be 500%, 1,000% returns, right? And my goal is to just kind of swing and make some premiums along the way, okay? So APLD was one of them. And my thought process was that at the end of the day today, as things were starting to come back down in pricing, that if we take a look, a 25 strike, okay, was my strike. Okay, let's just put this line here. At a 25 strike, roughly right here, okay, if you look across, right, okay, buying is happening, okay, we came down, resistance, right, came down, bounced off, went down further, came up, down, right? And we bounced off of that area. So 25 mental number for a lot of consumers, right? A lot of retail investors, they see, oh, I want to buy at 25. No one says I want to buy at 24.86, right? No, they say, I want to buy it at 25. Okay. So clearly we bounced today's like low area today on APLD was 25.28. So I was okay with saying, okay, I will buy it for 25. Here's this area. With my premium being, if we take a look at what the premium was $3.45. So my break even, if I pull up the calculator, $25 minus my premium of $3.45. My break even is 21.55. Okay. 21.55. Keep that number in mind. Okay. So where would my break even be? Roughly right here. Okay. If I take a look, well, we can see that our key level support is going to land us right there at 21.55, right there in that box, right? We're going to be towards that bottom of that box. And we have a strong low at about 19. Okay. So I understand that if I get assigned these shares, I have a good amount of strong low right here. Okay. And previous support, I guess, would be the 17 area. But I'd say right here, you can see that when we came down, we touched this 25, or sorry, this 21.50 and then bounced higher. Okay. And then I can see all of here, we have one big dip day in November, but the majority of these days held on to this 21.50 range. So therefore, I am okay with understanding my risk of getting assigned at 25. My break even, if I was like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake, I need to just get out of this, I think I would be able to sell this easily for 21.50 to break even. Okay. That's my thought process. Now, again, I needed a chunkier premium because we have taxes coming up and I'm trying to make enough premium in the next 30 days to pay those taxes. So, starter position, APLD, my first position, my first purchase, right? When you see dollar cost averaging, right? You buy once, twice, three times, four times, maybe five times. You buy into this position, right? So I was comfortable knowing that my first buying opportunity for APLD was going to be at a break even of 21.55. Okay. Which is roughly 50% drawdown to where the most recent high was. Okay. Here, break even, right? It's about a 50% drawdown from the recent high. Data centers, I think, aren't going anywhere. I'm not worried about the data centers. I would say APLD, Cypher, IREN, and Nibius. I'm out on CoreWeave as far as just I rather stick with these four. And really, I'm sticking with these three. Right now, we have CSPs on these three, and I'm comfortable with that. Right now, I have a 25 strike on APLD, I have a 14 strike on Cypher, and I have a 35 strike on IREN. Okay, so I'm comfortable owning all three of these data centers at those positions to start. They're all one CSP. Those are all where I want to start my position at. Okay. Um, Again, if we see a nice bounce up here from here and then bounce back to this 32, I'll get to collect a majority of that premium, maybe close it right early on. But that's my thought process, was why I was willing to set a CSP here, because there's obviously a clear amount of buying. If I was to get assigned, I would own it for a good chunk, right here at this nice low, strong low and support level where a lot of buying also took place in November. And when we came down and dipped here in December, it also came down to this box, right? So it looked like a good starting position. Obviously, I understand the risk if the whole market was to do a big correction and the whole world was ending and World War III is starting and so forth, right? Moving on, right? I understand where the downside risk is, and that's why this is where I'm comfortable to start my position. If we were to lose this, then yes, I would be looking for this 16, 13 range, somewhere in there, is where I would be looking to next. But to start our position, I'm comfortable here with APLD. Okay. So if we take a look at our custom spreadsheet, which you would gain just by becoming a paid member, download it, you have access. All you need is a Google account. Okay. APLD, entered it today, $25 cost basis, right? Because if I do get assigned, my cost basis would be $25. It is a put, selling a put, expiring on April 17th at a 25 strike. 5 contracts, 345 was my premium. They went ahead and paid me $1,725 up front. That is a 13.8% return. Again, a little more than I would typically go for. If I was to do a safer bet on this, I would have probably stuck, most likely would have just gone with a 24 strike. Would have been what I probably would have done. But I was willing to do a little dollar higher, get a little more premium. I understood my risks, right? Annual return close to about 112%, 45 days left. In order to make this trade, you need about 1,200 or 12,500 in collateral to make this trade. Again, on our spreadsheet, it breaks down everything for you, gives you your up-to-date price on the stock. It also gives you a nice quick link to Seeking Alpha if you want to. All you do is click this, and it will take you straight to APLD on Seeking Alpha. Okay, so you don't have to do anything. You don't have to go type the ticker in. If I typed a different ticker in, it would populate the link to that ticker. Okay, so that's what I did for APLD. Now, if we go take a look at ONDS, for example, we have done quite a few trades. Okay, if we take a look right here on Friday, right, Friday, February 27th, okay, right here, we opened up a CSP at $9. We got $1.16 per share in premium, which was $580 in premium. About a 13% return, 96% annual return, required about $4,500 in collateral to make this trade. But what happened on Monday was we had a rally, just a big old Green Day rally. And a lot of people probably did a little bit of FOMO. Our community did not. We clearly said, do not go ahead and chase these. I do not believe this is the start to a bull run. You know, there's so much uncertainty out there. I'm willing to be a little late to the bull run. If the bull run is starting, then get stuck inside of a bull trap, right? We are very positive to the market in our community. Red days can suck, but red days are also opportunities for us in our community. So we get pretty excited about also red days. If you can learn the wheel strategy with us, guys, you will have a true hard time figuring out whether or not you're happy or sad on a red day, because we make money both ways. Okay? So no problem. I'm okay. And I'm okay taking wins quick. Okay. So we went ahead and we did Friday. We did a CSP on ONDS saying I will buy ONDS for $9 on April 17th if ONDS is below $9. If it is, cool, I get the shares and I get to keep my $1.16 in premium. If it is above $9 on April 17th, I will have to get my collateral back that I put up. They'll give me my $4,500 back. I don't get the shares, and I keep $1.16 in premium. Okay, but Monday came. Yesterday's bull run came, and I don't know, where did ONDS go? I think it went to like 12. I think I got out of it when it was at like 12, 12, I think, 12, 13, somewhere in there. Let's go to it. ONDS. There it is. Let me get rid of this. Go to regular candles real quick. Yeah, so here we are. We got in on Friday right here on this big red day. It was in the 980s or something like that. And I said, I'll buy it for 9. Sure enough, we had this big day and it went all the way up. The high of the day was 1242. We got out at somewhere at 1216. Okay, we closed our CSP. We just said, yeah, it's up. I'm going to go ahead. I held it for 1 day. Well, 3 days, the weekend, but ultimately 1 day in the open market. And I was able to collect $255 out of the $580. Okay. So in 1 day, 3 days, whatever, 3 days, I was able to collect 5.67% of the 12.89%. So 12.89 minus 5.67. So I had to give back 7.22% of that premium. But that 7.22%, in order for me to really get the rest of it, I would have had to hold it for an additional 46 days. I don't want to hold it 46 more days to capture the 7% when I already captured the majority of it in 3 days. So now I went ahead and I closed it. I paid back the 65 cents. So I gave back $325. I kept the $255. Guys, if you take a look at what an average person makes, right? I don't know, every state is different, but I will say roughly, I'll say $15 an hour. Just base job, $15 an hour, an 8-hour shift. It's $120. Okay, we made $255 for setting something on Friday, enjoying our weekend, waking up on Monday, and closing it, right? We doubled what you would make in an 8-hour shift at a base minimum wage. I'm okay with that. I don't want to put in 8 hours of gruesome break your back work. I rather click a button, lock in my 255 bucks. It just ran like crazy. Typically when a stock runs 20-30% a day, it can't hold it. It doesn't hold it typically, right? There's always outliers, I will say that. But let's fast forward. Okay? We close that position. We don't FOMO, we don't get back in it, right? It fell down, back down, I think somewhere in the 10s, 11s range. We still don't hop in. Today comes March 3rd, right? We closed this on March 2nd. Now today's March 3rd. Well, it's a red day today, right? ONDS was down 6% today. Okay. Well, guess what? We went ahead and did the same thing. I will now re-sign the contract. I said I will buy ONDS for $9. And instead of doing 5 this time, I said I'll do 10 this time. Okay. I'm going to lean into it a little bit more. Okay. $9, I'll buy ONDS. Guess what? The premium, I just closed it for 65 cents. Well, after a red day happened, I now get to buy it back, or they buy it back and pay me $1.16, just like they paid me before. So all I did was I bought this one, sold it, bought it back for the same price, and now we're as if we never got out. They just gave me a free 50 cents a share, and now I'm back in the same trade 24 hours later. Okay? Don't be afraid to take your wins. Okay? Maybe it kept going and I could have made more premium that day. I was okay with what I made, right? It's not always going to be home runs, but little wins along the way can add up quick, guys. Okay? So we went ahead and we just did the same trade, got into the same numbers, perfectly fine, right? Good to go. Now if we take a look at the ONDS chart, we did the perfect back test. We popped, boom, came back, retested, right? Our majority trend line, right? We were trying to break out of it, couldn't do it, try to break out of it this 30-day. Then we did it again. Still can't break this resistance, can't hold this basically $12, $11.50 range. We can't seem to break it, but we still aren't below this trend line. I see plenty of support here at this $9. That's why I'm okay willing to buy my first set of shares for ONDS at $9. Okay, majority here, right? Buying diamonds, everything like that are taking place right here at this $9 range. Again, my break even would then be $1.16, so it's roughly 9 minus $1 is 8, 15 cents, so $7.85. Okay, roughly $7.85. Where does that put me? Puts me right in this range where there's plenty of buying happening. I'm okay with my break even being there, right? For my first buy. Now, if we get an opportunity where the stock comes down to this 850 range, yeah, I'm going to now start setting these $7, $8 puts. Somewhere if it gets down here, I'm going to start setting 7 and 8s. Okay? And we'll probably have like a break even of 6 somewhere down here. Okay? Dollar cost average in, buy at good support levels. Okay? Don't even need this because the bottom of our bottom of our Bollinger Band is 850. Well, they don't do 50-cent increments, so I rounded up to 9, right? Because I'm bullish on the company. Drone defense is a top pick right now, top sector. So I believe that paying a little bit more potentially for the stock and at $9 at this good support level where smart money is loading up, not much higher than the bottom of the Bollinger Band, right? All these things were ticking the boxes of it. So if I go to our little community, right, and go to our little classroom here and go to wheel strategy. Let's go to cash secured puts. Okay, question number 1, do I want to own the stock? O&DS? Yes. Okay. Is the stock at the bottom half of the Bollinger Band? Okay. Bottom half, right? Here's the middle. There's the bottom. It is in the bottom half of the Bollinger Band. Cool. So, yes. Is the stock having a red day? Or did the premium go up? Okay. Red day? Yes. Okay. Oops, wrong one. If you answered yes to all of these, you are ready to do a cash secured put. That's what I did. Answered yes to all 3 questions, and I am ready to do a cash secured put. Okay. Picking my strike price. Where's the bottom of the Bollinger Band? 850. Where's the 30 delta? Okay. All you're going to do is when you go to, let's go ahead and take a look. Okay. So we are bottom of the Bollinger Band, 840. Round up, it's just 850. Okay. I don't do pinching pennies. I'm not a penny pincher. Okay. I just get the idea. 840, 850. It's somewhere in that range, right? So now let's go to what's going to be easier. Robinhood. Let's go to, this is just a test account, guys. Don't freak out. Test account. I play little games in here and try to learn new strategies. And does this work? No. Okay. Let's go to O&DS. Okay. So, yep, red day, right? Let's go to trade options, sell put. April 17th is our date, so we can let the market do whatever it's going to do, dance around. And our delta was 31.89. So yeah, 30 strike, $9. Bollinger Band, 850. Expiration date, 14 to 45 days. April 17th is 45 days. Perfect. And premium return minimum, I look for a 36%, which that is well above the minimum 36% annual return. And if you can't get the price or the premium that you deserve to make this trade, then don't make the trade. We clearly get all of it, so there's no question there. Okay, wrong one again. Darn it. So yeah, that was the thought process between O and DS. Okay. If you want to know more or have any questions, guys, please let me know. Come into the community, ask your questions. I can answer pretty much every single one of them. If there's questions to be had or made, I am there for you guys all the time. That's all I'm there for. Just here to help educate and make everyone's lives hopefully better. And calm people's nerves down, because people start panicking and everything. And if you start realizing that you can make money on the upside and the downside, you feel a lot better in the market. Okay, and let me just make sure I didn't have any other trades today. APLD, ONDS. Oh, Archer, we did a covered call. Okay, so we did Archer. Archer. Okay, so here's Archer. I own Archer at 898. Okay. Yes, it is 672 right now. But yesterday, before earnings, I literally, before close of market, right? I knew earnings was coming out after close. So before, about 15 minutes left before market closes, I was like, do I do a cover call? 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 That's all I kept thinking in my head. I was like, oh man, what if earnings are good, right? It was a big green day. I was like, what if earnings are good? Like this thing could see the rally back up. You know, it's super undervalued. What do I do? And I was just like, you know what, Colby? That's my name, by the way, if you didn't know that. This is me talking to myself in my head, right? You know what? If Archer gets back to $9 and I can get out of it, break even, and make premium, I'll be happy. Not only that, I also have leaps for 2027 for Archer. So like I knew if my shares got called away, my leaps would make money too. So I was like, okay, so if my shares get called away, I still have my options, my naked leaps or longs, and I will make additional money that way. So I'm like, okay, just be smart, Colby. Just do it, right? Protect yourself. So that's what I did. I went ahead and I did my 50 contracts at 44 cents. That was going to be $2,200. Well, today, guys, Archer, I'll tell you what, down at the time of when I got rid of mine, it was down 13%. Okay. So What did that do for me? That meant inside, I did it with the last 5 minutes yesterday at close. 5 minutes, market opened. I always wait 30 minutes at least into market open to make sure all the option premiums are adjusted correctly. I was able to close this out. I was able to collect 44 cents. I was able to close it in one day for 19 cents. So I was able to collect $1,250 of the premium in one day, and I had to give back the $950 difference. And they go, well, Colby, why wouldn't you keep the rest? Well, because Archer at any moment can quickly flip. It is so undervalued that it is not worth the risk to me. Okay, what do I mean by that? Okay, let's take a look. Boom, boom. We are in the loading zone. Okay, there's a bunch of support here. There's a bunch of smart money loading up, right? The top of here is at 14. We're at 6 again. April lows were 550. There's not a whole lot more downside to go, in my eyes. Like, there's not. It's just, it's going to have its turnaround moment. If this starts creeping back up and I'm stuck to sell it at 9, which I get it, there's a lot of selling happening at 9, but I believe that I can, if Archer takes a rebound back up here to 750, 760, whatever it may be, I can then set the 9 again and collect even a bigger premium. It wasn't worth 45 days collecting only 19 cents. That wasn't worth it to me. I already got the majority in one day, guys. One day. You got to think, would you sign? This is how I think about it myself, right? Would I sign a contract right now? Right now. Would I sign a contract saying, I will sell my Archer for $9 and you're going to pay me 19 cents a share? Right? You're going to only pay me $950, which I get it. $950 is a lot, but when it comes to capital, it's not that much, right? So if I do this, let's just do it. So 19 cents. Oh, one view only. It won't let me. I got to change. Hold on a sec. So what you can do is inside the calculator, right? Just for like to see if it's worth it to you. Today's date, like, would I sign this contract? 03, 03. Oops. Okay. 898. Basically just keep everything the same, but just put what you just closed it for as your premium. Okay. So $9, 50 contracts. So would I keep this contract? What is my rule? 36% annual is my minimum I will take. That is signing up for a 17% annual return in 45 days. 2%, not worth it to me. Does that make sense? Okay. Now I could roll it to 8, right? I could roll it to 8 and say, I'll sell my shares for 8, but then I would be selling the shares I own at a loss, and I'm not willing to. I know you can do the roll and everything, but I'm not willing to just like manage that. I think that it's so undervalued that when things do turn around in this market, Archer can see 18, back to 14 at least, and I'll be super happy. If we see another run up to 750, then I can start setting the 9 again and get another 45 cents and do it that way and be right back in the same spot I was. So I look at, would I sign this contract? No. Go ahead and close it. If you wouldn't sign that contract, that's the contract you're currently holding. Close it, right? So that's what I got for you guys. Again, join the community down below. Free, a lot of free information, a lot of free teaching, a lot of free education, free courses, basically free live streams twice a week. We go over all of this stuff. You can ask me questions. I have coaching sessions that are just completely separate that you're more than welcome to book that, right? Everything's just separate. There's no pressure whatsoever for me, guys. I'm just another guy that wants to help people out, basically, and become financially free. And that's the goal, okay? So I appreciate you guys. I will see you out there in the community. See you later.